Rise.
Well, Makai Alstar banned, Siva Trundle, Twisted Fate banned by HR. Kira, we mentioned him before, very strong player for his team. An all-star, in fact.
I'm actually surprised Hard Random was the one who banned the Trundle, because Smurf plays a lot of tanky top laner, and Yang, he impressed me with his Echo, and Echo actually beats a lot of the tanky top laners, so... Oh, and the Azir last ban.
Well, that leaves open Soul Strike's favourite champion to talk about, which is the Rise. That's not a Rise though, that's a Braum. Haven't locked it in just yet, but may prioritise the support here instead.
And the esports is asking Hard Random, can you play Rise?
Yeah.
Can you play Rise? But the Braum pick is actually really good, because both the tanky supports are out, so...
Yeah. Will they actually take Echo instead? You mentioned it already, you were impressed by Yang's Echo. Could be Smurfs, of course. A few places the Echo can go, but we've most recently seen him in that top lane, kind of with that tanky build.
Yeah, with the Maokai gone and same with Trundle, the Echo tier goes up, and we just have to see what Intz esports is going to pick. I believe they were hovering over Graves. That's a really good pick.
Yeah, I mean, they could go Graves Rise here if they want. Again, I feel like HR are throwing the same challenge. It's like, hey, we're not going to ban Rise, can you play it? And they're like, we're going to pick Echo, can you play it? And do you, if you can, do you even want to pick it? Maybe with Siva ban, that comp loses a little bit of its potency as well.
They should pick the Graves and Braum here.
Well, one of those is the Jhin that they're hovering, so we'll see what they pick here. Only 12 seconds left, though, to try and lock these next few picks in. Taking their time, certainly. Ooh, Rolto actually changes it up. He goes for Kindred, but they will pick the Rise.
Ah, the Rise.
So, Hard Random say, you know what, we're going to put you to the test. Intz say, you know what, we got it all along. We can play the Rise.
Yep, so Revolta's more comfortable on Kindred by the looks of it.
As you said, do need to get some kills to get going on the Kindred, but Revolta is a very aggressive player. Probably more than happy to try and snowball a game. This likely gives the Graves over, though, to the Hard Random jungler. Curious to see what HR are going to take. 30 seconds left.
They were hovering over the Braum, so they'll probably take the Braum, and in return they should pick, probably take the Graves.
Don't need to pick it right now, but I think might as well take it. Doesn't show too much. Graves Braum would be an okay rotation here as well, for kind of the same idea. We'll see. They might actually prioritize an AD carry here, looking to take that away from Macau. Graves and Kindred, the current considerations, but they'll mix it up a bit. 3 seconds left though. Gonna lock in Graves and Lucian. So 2 AD carries. One for jungle, one for the AD carry spot.
I hope that's not a Lucian top though. Could be Echo mid.
You never know. But I imagine Lucian AD carry there for Miracle.
I'll be very disappointed if it's Lucian top.
Don't you lie to me. You love Lucian top. Intz though do need to find the next few picks. 3rd and 4th. And now coming into rotation for them. And we've seen it again have the Rise there, so very big power pick, but to make sure they navigate the lane correctly. And Braum being left open actually does kind of leave that there. I feel like they're maybe targeting Mikau a little bit by banning Siva and picking away the Lucian. Might force him onto something like Ezreal, which by the looks of it is going to be the pick. Braum Ezreal actually their lane.
Braum.
It says the insta lock in of Bard by Licorice.
And the Anivia.
Okay, Kira actually going to play it. I was wondering what he would pick here. He's known for his Anivia. We saw it at the All-Star Tournament last year.
I was actually going to touch on the Anivia pick, as you were saying, because Anivia actually does really well against like Rise, and Anivia and Orianna, those control mages against Rise, because if he does commit and come to you, you can just wall him off or Orianna ult or W him. So very nice pick.
Well, curious to see how the matchup goes, because we've seen the power of Rise, certainly. But Kira, an excellent Anivia player and a great mid laner. See what he can do here. But looks like they are going to lock in a top lane pick, though. Could be top lane Gragas, because that's the pick they've currently got hovered. Can't imagine that's going into the jungle with Revolta having his Kindred pick for himself already.
With the recent Poppy nerf, I talked to some of the pro players. The E nerf was quite significant. Some of the pro players said she's just unplayable.
Really?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, but changes do happen, and there's the Gragas locked in. ITZ going to take that for their top lane, so Rise not going to be flexed there, but Gragas vs Echo actually should be our matchup. You mentioned this already. Echo stock rises when a lot of those big pure tanks go out because he's so good at beating a lot of them. How's this top lane matchup looking?
Well, the tank Echo is usually the tank buster, and I haven't actually seen a lot of Echo versus Gragas, but I assume Echo's gonna win this lane, and since Hard Random has the Graves jungle, while Brazil has the Kindred, and Kindred has the ganking opportunity for the Gragas, so that's something that's going to come into the play.
And how important is it for Revolta to actually find a snowball here in the early game on the Kindred? Because you said it already, Graves is just that safe carry jungler that you can farm, you'll be fine, you pretty much secure farm at almost any point in the game, you scale very nicely. Kindred, very powerful champion, but does sort of need to get an advantage to get ahead. Revolta, we know he wants to get aggressive anyway, so that's probably suitable for him. It makes sense that he would pick it over the Graves with the champion open. But how integral is it for Kindred to get a little bit of a lead here and start going?
So, I actually want to touch on the Ezreal pick first, because Ezreal's a very slow starter, and if you have a very slow starter, you're not going to have very lane pressure, lane dominance. So I really don't like this Ezreal pick, to be honest. So that kind of trips Kindred into her own trap. So Kindred needs to play around the top and mid side of the game.
Alright, makes sense. Is there maybe a lane swap potential there as well?
Definitely.
Wanting to move the Ezreal out of the lane? Well, we did see a pretty good lane swap last game. See if these teams are looking for that, or maybe a little bit happier in those standard lanes. Feels like once again though, both teams did draft a bit more standard, but I like the flair from Hard Random there. Curious saying, you know what? I knew the matchup I was probably going to have to play was the Rise. I'm confident in my control mage play with my Anivia into that matchup. And he's saying, you know what? I'm just going to go straight to my trademark champion. Not even going to mess around as we are onto the Rift for our second game of the day. Lion Gaming versus Isurus Gaming. We'll move out 5v5 once more. And again, as I said, really curious to see how this team comes work out, because Kira's Anivia is just a joy to watch here. And if he can navigate this matchup, he can actually diffuse what's been a very powerful pick. And Sol, I know you love to talk about it. There's no Sivir Rise this time around, but Rise still generally very strong, even when he doesn't have that extra speed boost.
Yeah, and the longer this game goes, both mid laners going to get really strong. It's just depends on who's going to get the pick off.
Well, we'll see what happens here as the teams are just going to fan out early on. And a little bit of trading back and forth. Looks like Licorice on the Bard did move it down there and get some damage in onto Jockster. Revolta, though, just looking around, making sure he secures his own jungle. And for the time being, doesn't feel like anyone's going to get anywhere silly. Oh, although we do have a lane swap started. Macau and Jockster actually already towards that top half of the map.
Hard Random actually recognized there's probably going to a blind lane swap, and they're actually going to follow Intz bot lane duo.
I think a ward spotted them as well, so now they know. You can see both teams actually have played some nice wards.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Yeah, they're going to fold them in as well. Oh, Licorice spotted them.
That was a bit too early.
Grab a charm, yeah. Trying to catch him off the invade. Good stun there into the wall. But looks like no one's going to get a camp to start with. Oh, that's annoying. Macau actually trying to get some poke over the other side. Always fun to see. And we actually like when we see this. This is something that a lot of teams develop. When you have a lane swap, everyone still wants to start a camp because you do have to build up a wave. You can't pull the wave anymore, so you immediately have to be there to really start things off. So usually, a team's going to start the camp. You have camps on either side to try and get to, but that was sort of the counter invade, right? The first invade was like, okay, let's go in, try and look for something as they do pop back into the game. That one was like, you know what? We know you're going to invade, so we're going to wait for you to invade and then counter invade you in our own jungle.
Invade.
Invadeception. But it does just kind of shake up pretty normally. And we are going to get standard lanes here, but just flipped upside down. As Smurf and Yang will meet in standard lanes here on the bottom side. We'll see if some of these lanes do struggle at all for Hard Random, although Smurf should be okay here. Actually, Miracle and Licorice should be good as well. We were a little worried perhaps about Macau's lane as Revolta flying through the jungle. In fact, he's running straight to bottom lane, I think.
Yeah, and he's not even going to start as red buff.
Nope. Oh, body slam missed though. A little short there onto Smurf. Echo only level 2 would have been a nice little gank. But Kindred is going to wait around.
And the Graves is running straight to enemy red.
I like this a lot. Stay Hot's going to just move his way in and try and steal this away. Revolta actually going to get punished here for an aggressive looking gank, although he is now down in onto Smurf. He's going to dance away. He's got the slow flash there for Yang, but Smurf already flashed out. A little miscoordinated there. As Revolta is going to lose his red buff, and Yang's going to lose his flash.
He might actually lose more than his red buff. He's probably going to lose his Raptors as well.
Well, looks like he's going to get more jungle taken away. This is creative. over the wall, straight towards Tokkers. Going to try and get some damage down. Red buff in there. Damage is good, but Revolta's actually here as well. Block up there from the snare, and Graves is out of mana. Revolta, he's going to flashing in to try and take him out. First blood, he's looking for it. He needs an auto, but the Wolf, it does take him out. And Kira eats some damage as well.
Revolta played that very nicely. He immediately got off the Scuttle Crab and managed to save the Rise.
Well, I like it there. As Droxton now going to get some vision down over onto this blue buff. Actually could be an invade here. Revolta going to try and shake off the potential 3 buff that has started there. Liquid though is going to spot them and try and take them out. But I don't think he can stop this, and Revolta is going to take it.
Oh.
Kira could be in a bit of trouble though.
This could be interesting.
Not enough damage perhaps. Winter's Bite does land in, but should be all okay.
Yep, and every time there's an Ezreal pick, I'm gonna touch on the amount of time he needs. Yep. I'm not gonna, just every time there's an Ezreal, he just needs time.
Yep, does need to stack up, get the tier going. Doesn't have it just yet, but Macau doing nicely on the early CS. As Revolta does pop his way back into the jungle and get his Raptor camp down. Miracle also around, got some Caretaker Shrines to get the health back. Ooh, aggression! Exhaust down as well. Winter's Bite's going to land in. Macau's going to flash forward. Mystic Shot's good for the stun. They don't have quite enough, though. The heal will save Miracle. And now the TP in from Kira is going to try and turn things around. Great stun there into Macau, but not enough follow-up damage. And now Tokkers is here as well. TP's from the mid lane's coming in everywhere, but nobody dies.
Nobody dies indeed. And both the Summoner spell down from both ADCs.
So good pressure. In fact, ITZ may even turn this into a push. As Revolta, the whole forward double boss on the Kindred is going to get some damage done. Smurf, they're going in onto Yang, but Yang actually traded pretty nicely. Good body slam, Grasping and Dying is going to proc on either side though, and that minion wave is proving problematic. Nice little trade there from Smurf. Very aggressive despite the low health bars, and you can see how well he can do into some of these tank picks.
So the flow of the game's going pretty in favor of Intz gaming at the moment. They're the one being ahead. They're the one getting all the 3 farms in the lane. Meanwhile, the Lucian's behind this Ezreal.
Yeah, you can see 31 to 36, and the tier up for Macau. So he's going to enter kind of a bit of a softer spot in his lane, as he will have to scale up. But looking good so far. Definitely, whenever you secure some farm on your Ezreal, you're always feeling pretty happy. We'll see if Bard and Lucian can punish it all. As Macau is currently without his support. Joxer returning. The Ruby Crystal, looking for that early Sightstone. He's going to move back into that 2v2 though. Revolta does have the kill we mentioned though. Does have the Skirmisher Saber up now, and the double dagger. Will be going for Devourer, which has sort of become the standard on Kindred jungle.
Very standard.
Always good though. It looks like there's some clearing out of the minions here. Good block there from Joxer. Actually now goes aggressive perhaps. No, not quite. Just jumps forward as we going to look at Revolta there on the Wolf camp. He's farming up nicely. Although Graves does have a bit of a CS lead so far. Does have a death there as well, so Revolta sort of going about the matchup as you'd expected. Graves just wants to farm Revolta. He's going to look for a bit more pressure.
Yeah, but we have to look at what item Intz have. They have double tier, so this is the weakest point that they're in. And going even on Graves is good, but your laners are not going even.
No, not yet at least. We'll see if Revolta can get in some of those lanes and try and get more pressure down, because a lot of the early game probably rests on his shoulders. Tokkers though going to move in, take out that blue buff for himself. As Smurf continuing to pressure here in this 1v1. Yang though getting aggressive.
That's a lot of damage.
Really nice stuff there. Actually going to ult him back as well, but the Echo ulti is going to move his way back through. And now Smurf's going to set up the parallel convergence. He's going to land the stun in. That should be enough to get him out of the way. But I love the aggression out of Yang.
Yeah, and he's actually no Magic Mantle ahead of the Echo.
See just that Dark Seal now for a bit of extra potion. Smurf, no ulti though. Does have to be very wary of Revolta potentially trying to get a kill. Revolta actually going to cheat between the turrets and try and find him, but he's now recalled back a little bit more towards his tier 2, which is a bit safer. As Graves now level 6, might look for something top side here, but pretty messy looking 2v2. Sort of just trying to get some vision around. He'll take the Scuttle Crab out now. Continue getting that farm lead built up. But Revolta, he's going to spot that pink quad. Should be able to clear that away. But it looks like he's definitely keeping the pressure up, especially on that bottom side of the map.
Yeah, and Revolta's not level 6 at the moment, and he's constantly getting counter jungled by the looks of it.
Pretty annoying stuff here, but Graves making it work. Revolta does need to try and secure that potential red, but looks like Graves going to try and brute force him off it.
No teleport from the both top laners, so
yeah, no one has teleports. Actually, we have 4 in this game. Revolta does get some damage down. Actually uses the challenging smite there just to try and kick him out. But again, continue counter jungling. Kira, Licorice, and Steos is going to come in. And that's a very dead Raptor. Does go over to Graves, who's now level 7 actually, has a 2-level lead. Huge loss for a jungler early on as Bard ulti goes out. Looking for a pick but doesn't find it. There we go. Just chimes his way back to top lane. It's fine.
Revolta needs to watch out.
Oh, stun almost lands. Revolta again though, maybe going to get caught. Graves going to flash forward for it, but Revolta's going to burn flash in response. And they're trying so hard to keep him off this red buff.
Yeah, and there was a very well done play by the Graves because he knew that Revolta wasn't sick, so he wouldn't have the ultimate available.
Almost 10 CS behind as well. I think Revolta's actually trying to take the Krugs. He is, because he just wants a bit of extra experience. He's sick of fighting for this red buff, but look like it's going to get taken here as Kira actually in a spot of bother. Talks through Macau down, looking on for the Graves, but he does quick draw over the wall. Macau though charges up the ulti.
The Herald.
Herald actually almost enough damage. If Macau got one little auto in for the stun, that could have been a kill.
So close, but so far away.
Yep. Al not too angry today as Jockster actually it's a stun. Very brave play here from these supports. But Kira is going to walk over, get himself the blue buff. Good work under pressure there for Hard Random to secure that blue for their mid laner. I think Talkers might have his already, depending on when Revolta took it. And he's now level 6, looking towards top lane perhaps.
So the Gragas actually had the TP advantage and didn't actually use it. Maybe he thought it was too risky to not gain anything, so he made the right call for not coming up.
Does save it, but we'll have it now. In fact, Talkers and Kira have theirs as well, as Rift Tower is going to get started. Good damage though. Kira almost dies in the AoE, or at least gets the egg popped there. And great tanking of the Rift Herald as well. Kira does land a nice stun, but he can't really stay here even with the blue buff. Talker's actually going to naturally start getting damage out onto that tower. Very impressive play from the Rise.
Yeah, 20 CS almost from the mid lane, and it's only tier Rise.
Yeah, I mean, it was Catalyst components versus tier fighting before. Now it's going to be blasting on Catalyst, but yeah, just tier is very impressive, although he's low on mana, so I imagine he's going to go back and use his TP as well, now that he's seeing Kira aggressively use his to get back to lane. And top lane, Miracle's just going to burn the ulti. Macau only with a longsword extra, so...
Oh, he cancelled his TP actually.
That's quite rude. Recall is going to get stopped.
Going to feel pretty annoyed about that.
Togus does move further back though, and looks like they know Revolta's near the mid lane, I think, because they saw the Rift Tower buff being applied ever so briefly. Looks like Revolta did pick that up for himself. And now with the Devourer actually built up, took a little while for that first back, but both junglers actually go back with their enchantments. Dragon becomes a much more attractive objective now for INTZ. And the Scuttle Crab even, it's worth a mark and 2 stacks here. It's a good start to the stacking here.
Yeah, usually when I play solo queue, I consider Dragon a useless objective, but whenever I play Kindred and with a Devourer jungler, the main focus is this jungle.
Yep, so we'll see if INTZ do look for their early game there, or if they perhaps have other plans. Of course, Hard Random will know this as well. So Graves going to move in, clear that ward out with a Raptor Sense buff. Could even start a fight over at Licorice with the ultimate. Is ready for a gank here, but Tokka's pulling back a little more. He's got basically the same items as Kira plus a tier, so he's just going to be scaling a little bit better. You can see it was using that early CS lead to get himself into a good spot as Yang continues to win trades here against Smurf.
He's doing really well.
Oh, another great ulti. That's going to force an ult out of Smurf. And Yang just stands so healthy in this lane. I'm really impressed 1v1.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Renekton Shyvana meta. You use ult? Okay, I'll use ult.
Yeah. Hey man, can't fall behind the arms race, that's for sure. As Macau, Glacial Shroud plus a Sheen actually able to fight quite a bit better against Solution, despite the fact that Miracle does have a BF Sword and a Caulfield, so he is really strong at this stage.
They know.
Yeah, Revolta back down. In fact, 2v2 could start here, but Smurf's got no ulti. Revolta, he's going to look for the dive, perhaps does have Lamb's Respite, but doesn't fully commit to it. Graves is down there, but Smurf barely getting out of that gank.
Yeah, but he didn't use any summoner spell, so good escape by him, and if he just teleports back to lane, it's just going to reset the wave.
Well, Yang actually has his TP as well, so could see that, but maybe a bit of space created here for the Dragon. Stehos does see them, but this is a nice aggressive start here. They know how important this is to them. They're going to go for a smite off, I think. Revolta's going to win that one, though. 10 Devour stacks now, such a huge boost.
Yeah, and he's going to feel so good about that, getting that dragon. If he did lose that dragon, that would have been a complete different story.
Well, kind of a 50-50 smite, but Revolta does win that one as Macau back in the top side of the map. We'll use that ultimate to trim this wave back a little bit. Good stun again onto Jockstar. Starting to eat the poke there. Door goes up, but damage is still there. Macau actually turning things around, but culling down there into Jockstar. Could be a kill. Great bot ulti there from Liquid. But the TP's going to move in. He gets the double stun to follow up as well. But Yang's already here. Miracle maybe now caught out of position. As Smurf's also going to make his way in. Revolta going to try and make the difference. He does have the Lamb's Respite ready, but Steos has rotated up as well. 4v4 right now here in the top side of the map.
Rise is here.
Good double body slam, but Tokas makes his way first. And Anivia can't make it in. That's disaster here. ITZ get the first kill. Smurf ulti's back in trying to take out one, but he's going to go down to the other side, and ITZ get a double.
Very chaotic fight, but 3 kills for INT.
Oh, going to turn things around. Kira with the trade. Naps the blue as well.
That was a bit unfortunate.
Bit greedy to recall there.
Yeah.
But a great fight still. 2 for 1 overall.
Yeah, 2 for 1 overall.
Well, as you said, Kira could not make it up there.
Yeah.
With the rotation.
But he does manage to finish Rod of Ages in 14 minutes.
Yeah.
Very quick.
Talked about Rise, you know, needing that scaling time. Looks like he's going to cut that down pretty significantly with the 3 assists that he's got and the nice amount of CS he's also been able to accrue. Looks like we are going to just reset these lanes. I love that they're sticking top lane, by the way.
Yeah. Hard Random, they're going to feel pretty bad about that trade because they knew that Israel was still scaling, Rise is still scaling, but they lost a team fight when they're meant to be the strong one right now. But very bit unfortunate that Anivia was in the base.
Yeah, Liquid set it all up as well. That ulti was so sick from the Bard.
Good.
But a good TP from INTZ to sort of start that off on the right foot there. And instead we'll actually have a turret falling.
Oh, okay.
Well, it must have been something else.
Anivia does have flash.
Oh, could be trouble here as Revolta moves in. Good snare. The egg's up as well. Kira, though, not going to get eggs. Revolta actually can't get in. Oh, Nivea's so brutal into Kindred. Revolta actually...
The eggs popped.
Might have to use his ulti! Sniped by the Graves, though.
Oh, man. That was really unfortunate. I believe you can't ult when you're queuing over the wall. But I'm not quite sure. I have to test that out.
Well, Smurf actually forced to ulti once again. Yang also using that cask. The Spirit Visage is doing work here in the top half of the map, and Smurf doesn't have his finish yet. Yang's opened up almost a 30 CS lead.
Yang's very impressing me by so far. He's been playing phenomenally, and his TB was just on point at top.
Yeah, they're looking good. And you can see the Iceborne done for Ezreal. Rod of Ages there. Tear's still charging, but you can see the first initial items out for ITZ, and that's just
TP.
Good items. Kira, they're looking for something. Another good Bard ulti finds 2. Liquid can line things up for the double. Times it pretty well, but Macau actually gets out of the way first. But the TP now, he's going to move in for it, and they are going to go for the dive exhaust down. But Macau caught out of position, well, under the tower, really. Miracle's going to take him out. 4-man magical journey back out to safety.
That was really nicely done by Hard Random. That was only possible because Anivia can shove mid, and meanwhile Rice has to Rice can't teleport because there's just so many minions he needs to clear at mid.
Had to burn the ulti, and I didn't think had it, or at least it was too late by the time he did. Good play there from Hard Random, but don't secure the tower after. It's just a kill as Liquid sets up with yet another sick Bard ulti. That's the second 2-man we've seen so far in topside.
They actually sent the Graves top, knowing that the Israel's a bit of in trouble.
Well, more trouble here in topside as Miracle doesn't have too much health. Clears out the wave with the culling, but has to now go back, and Revolta was there to try and get an objective out of the deal. Instead, though, Rift Herald will be the next thing they'll pick up once again. Devour a Kindred, very objective-centric, especially when it comes to monsters rather than towers.
So once they get this Herald, they need to get this tower. They lost the bot tower and the mid tower, so they just can't go for these kind of trades. They need to go for the objectives, the tower.
Oh, that's brutal. No, Liquid doesn't take it.
All right.
I thought Revolta was going to lose the Scuttle Crab there. That would have been disastrous, but he does get it. He's actually farming at a pretty crazy rate right now on the Kindred as far as the stacks go. He's got a Hex Drinker up as well, so it looks like more first after that jungle enchant. We'll make him nice and strong as we do swap things back. Like you said, though, Smurf did get the bottom lane tower, so the second turret actually goes to Hard Random. They got mid turret out of it as well, so just those naturally pushing waves And a bit of good map pressure, being able to find 2 towers already. That's actually most of the gold lead here. Had 1,000 gold up for hard random. It's been a really close affair so far. But we're almost at 20 minutes in the game, and the scaling will start to really bear fruit for ITZ, because these tiers, they'll be stacked up nice and soon, and Rise and Ezreal are going to finally start abusing some of that mid-game power.
Yeah, and I like what ITZ is doing right now, because they know that Rise has a teleport advantage, so they'll probably make for 5v3 dive top. But Lucian just ults.
Yep, culling again. Pretty good wave clear tool. That's one wave. Smurf's here as well, actually, so with Bard also rotating in towards that top lane. Probably not safe to try and do work here. Kira, though, waiting for Graves.
And hard randoms punishing. There's 4 people at top. By here comes a TP.
Yeah, I like this. Proactive play. Tucker's going to try and move in for it. Yang actually looking for a pick, but Kira's going to stand and fight the Rise. Steos gets ulted back. Revolta there actually in the area also, but Graves pretty tanky. He does flash as soon as the slow comes in from Kindred, and that's actually enough to get him to safety.
Yeah, and the Bards had to flash.
Liquid coming in, trying to cover. Does have to burn the summoner, but no one caught. Struckers pops the ulti, can clear that all down.
So that's a teleport down from the Gragas.
We've seen a lot of good TPs, but Yang a little ambitious on that one perhaps to try and get a pick. Dragon 1 is also going to go over to hard random, so able to deny that away from Kindred is always nice. You can see ITZ, they just know they need a trade here. This tower goes down, they're pretty much back to even on gold. So they are going to get it. They should even things up here, but they might have to tank for a little while longer. Next wave might not be soon enough. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and there's a home guard Lucian that's coming in so fast.
Got a Zeal as well, so nice and speedy. Cooldown boots also completed, plus that Essence Reaver, but Macau is able to get it. He'll deny a few CS back here, and then collect the gold for himself. So good bit of money there for the Ezreal. And the gold, now pretty much 500 between them. Hard random would still lead, but that tower really does help. And it feels like once the structure's even out, that gold's going to even back out. We're going to sit here, 21 minutes in or so, have a look at the mid-game and see, okay, where do we go now? Because these teams have done a great job kind of securing their early farm, and that has to be good for the double-tier team.
Yeah, and they're roughly, like, I believe they're probably on, like, 500 or 600 sec, so they should still be waiting for a bit until they finish their tier. Then they should strike. Okay, Israel finishes tier.
Yep, and Rise is probably pretty close as well. Does actually go back and get the Archangels. Will transform into a Saras at max stack, so should be there soon. And fight could be on pretty shortly here. Yeah, with hard random pushing for this tower.
Brazil has to recognize that Yang already uses TP.
Yes, they do. They have Talkers, but he's busy farming up, trying to get those last few tier stacks. Hard random actually get themselves their 3rd turret of the game. The outer ring's now gone. Looking to maybe pressure, but again, another great rotation. Bard really helps when you want to move quickly through a jungle. The Smurf and Yang still fighting it out. But Smurf's starting to turn these trades around, despite the Sheen helping out there for Yang on the damage front, versus just that Chain Vest now that both of them have finished that Spirit Visage.
Really like what Yang's doing right now. He's telling Smurf to don't go anywhere. I'm going to bully you, just don't go anywhere.
Yep. They both have oh, he has his TP, and Yang does not, so it's a smart play. Bard ulti though finds 2 once more. Juxta and Revolta locked up, trying to get out of the way. Revolta does not, does have to burn the ulti. Thought he might have been okay. It's a long cooldown. It's a nice double Bard stun. Going to disengage him as well. Kira flies in, wants it, but now Tokka's going to tank up, but it's too much. He just gets bursted down. And now Yang could be in trouble as Smurf also TP's in. Yang barely lives on the back end thanks to the passive. But Smurf's going to chase down Jockster. Have to think Brom's dead. FaZe dives in. Miracle swoops in for it. 2 great kills there for hard random. I don't think they're done. Another great Bard ulti by Liquid.
Yeah. That was only possible because Kindred ult was down. Imagine if Kindred ult was laid on bottom of the Rise. He would have done so much damage.
Smurf's in. As Macau actually looks for a pick. That's aggressive. Does get the double kill though. Actually snipes off Graves as Juxta already went down. Smurf now the next target, but the Echo ulti may be in position. Smurf does go back. He's going to try and chase down the Echo, but they are going to move back in for it. Smurf actually maybe going to live here, but Revolta moves in and he does so much damage. Smurf FaZe dives over the wall, but Yang's going in. Q's over, and that's the kill for Kindred.
That was a bit overzealous from hard random. They should have recognized that they were just they got everything they want.
Baron started here by ITZ.
The TP's gone. I think they got it.
Yeah, I think so. TP in for hard random. That's Kira going to come in to try and stop them. Macau, oh, he didn't go back. He's actually quite low. Good ulti though. But I have to buy some time. This Baron is so fast. Bard ulti. Oh no! It stopped the Baron.
They bought the time.
Have they bought enough time though? ITZ still on the Baron. They're looking to get it. It's close. Oh my god, miracle! He steals it with the ulti. They get a kill onto Yang as well. Oh no, he did get it. It was a kill on the other side instead. Revolta does lock it down. But this could be a disaster still. A double kill for Lucian, going to try and swoop in. He didn't get the Baron, but he might get two. Kira claims Revolta. Very tense moment there in the game.
Ooh, I thought Hard Random was the one who got the Baron.
It was just a kill.
That was so risky.
But
what can Hard Random get out of this when there's 3 people dead? They need to clean up this side wave at first before doing anything. So they actually lost their turn to do anything.
Yeah, nowhere to push, unfortunately. And Baron's still on Macau at least. I think one other person on ITZ has it.
Yep.
I think it's Talkers. Yeah, it's actually pretty good as far as Baron holders go. Doesn't have his TP up right now, so maybe not quite as effective, but you can see he definitely has the buff. That's going to be great sidewave pressure. I just love the panache there from Revolta to be like, I'm Kindred, we're doing Baron right now.
Let's do Baron.
Well, worked out. Almost didn't. Looked a little shaky.
Yeah. If that got stolen, ooh.
Yeah. Well, then that was a complete disaster, but kind of an effective trade. Hard Random are still up in gold, but ITZ trying to answer. Graves says no, though. Macau, pretty strong. Does have a build water now. Oh my god, another Bard ulti. Wow. This time lands onto Macau. TP's in there.
TP, he should cancel it.
Does. It's almost like you're really good at this game, Solstrax.
I love League of Legends.
I know. Glad to have you here. Your insight is invaluable. If that was me, you know I'm going straight in for the TP, but we have a rather large discrepancy in skill, I believe.
Yep, and both Rise and I think Greg is going back. They're probably going to give... Oh, actually, they could go for this dragon fight. But both the TPs are down, so Yang's recognizing that he already have his TP down, so he's just coming down.
Yep, just chilling. Gonna walk it out. Get some leg exercise happening. There's Baron again, still on ITZ. Macau's got almost enough to take out the tower. Kira looking for a pick. Joxer does make sure that stun does not connect, but Smurf going to catch him now as well.
Oh, that was a bit too late.
Lamb's just about, not there for Revolta. In fact, they have to keep cutting out. Revolta pretty squishy. Good disengage ult there from Yang, but Smurf not done. Chases in. Bard ulti. Oh, he wants Revolta and he's got him.
Oh, Revolta's dead.
Now everyone else moves in. The stun's good. Don't even need it there as a miracle cleans out yet another kill. Hard Random, just picking fight after fight and winning.
The Bard's just so impressive. Licrit's just absolutely monster with all these engage and these double stuns. Just so good.
Haven't seen him miss a Bard ult just yet. We talked about it, all these tanky supports. There's definitely a place for other supports, and Bard is one of the big ones that we have seen play. And this bottom lane in general, what a partnership here from Liquor and a Miracle. 5-0-2 Lucian, he is absolutely monstrous.
Yeah, and it really depends on what item he's going to buy next, and hopefully it's going to be an eye-edge.
I have to think so. He's the big damage dealer. As ITZ do finally get the tower they were working very hard for. But Hard Random still up 4 turrets to 3. Cold lead actually a little bit closer than I thought it might be. Just under 2k up for Hard Random, but they've got power in the right places. Although you can see that both Talkers and Macau are getting stronger. Revolta also will scale with the carry jungler, although Stayhouse not doing too bad on the Graves himself. Just feels like, again, we talked about the double tier and that charge time required for INTZ. I feel like a lot of that's over, because the next few fights have to look a bit more attractive to them.
Yeah, and both of these teams have double TP, so they, someone has to make a proactive late first, and maybe they're the one who gets the game rolling.
Ooh, no objective just yet to try and fight over. We had a Dragon taken pretty recently for Hard Random, so 2-1 actually in Dragons. INTZ got the first one to get Revolta's Kindred going, but weren't able to secure any others. Baron, of course, did get taken earlier by the Brazilian side, so they'll pick that one up for themselves, but he's not up for a few minutes either. So it looks like maybe just some side wave control, maybe a siege being started here or there. But these two teams pretty scrappy, looking like they want to fight whenever they have an opportunity to. Although it looks like movement bottom lane here, as we are going to start moving these TPs into side lanes. Talkers almost has his backup. In fact, we almost have the 4 TPs back and ready to go. As Hard Random are going to group towards this bottom side and try and get a siege going. Just damage in. Ooh. Dale's going to start shooting the turret.
needs to really watch out for that wall.
Oh, that wall is really rude. Great wall actually from Kira. Completely locks Joxter into the culling. Good bit of poke. Mikal though, looking to answer. Bard ulti again. Snipes one in the back. He's trying to buy time, I think. Just throwing poke in, but Yang actually might get an engage started here. He's going to get walled off, but Joxter moves in with the Braum to knock up Kira. Glacial Fissure down though. ITZ burning a lot just to stay alive under this turret.
Yeah, and that's an EVA flash down, so Intz Gaming needs to watch for that and capitalize on an EVA not having a flash next time.
Everyone got chunked out, but looks like they are all just going to move away. Most of ITZ have already backed off.
Yep, and hard random, if they do commit too hard onto this low HP tower, they might get sucked in and get aced.
Well, they make the safe play here and actually back off, so no need to go crazy. Everyone's just going to chill out and go spend their money. In fact, we have a lot of big shops coming in recently. Void stuff done now for Kira after Athene's and that Rod of Ages. Seraph's, Roa, and Abyssal actually there for Tokka, who also has Merc Treads. As Merc Scimitar was actually the next item for Miracle, so no IH just yet. Wants the safety a bit more first. But pretty much 3 items for all these carries. Even the junglers are starting to get to their 3rd item here. Looks like both of them will go Sterix next.
Yeah, and just providing extra sustain and shield, because there's these mid laners are just a monster.
Yeah, huge. Pretty big health pools, good damage. Different kind of control mages, although Ryze I guess is... I don't really know where to put Ryze right now on the mid lane spectrum.
Assassin
Yeah,
control mage?
He's almost an assassin. We call him a control mage, but he only has 1 controlling spell. But he does enough damage that maybe he should be an assassin.
Yeah.
Machine gun mage. There you go. He gets his own category. This looks like this siege is on again. Hard random. I'm going to go back in for it, but Gragas is going to deny a lot of that off.
Yang should really look out for the Kira.
For that? Yeah.
But he got really low from it.
Yeah. About 30% of his health bar taken off. Probably not enough to stay here. Good wall there from Kira once again. And this tower does go to hard random. Really good setup for the siege. Oh, Revolta and Tokkas have been caught. Smokescreen in there as well, and that's going to force some flashes. TP in as well. Hard random really trying to go hard for this one. But
Yang
going to get cancelled off. Yang going to get blocked in. No, Glacial Fissure finds Smurf, but Smurf only. Graves ultis his way out. Does get some damage on the back end as well. Good disengage there from hard random. ITZ just couldn't quite find a window. This is very dangerous from Revolta.
Very dangerous indeed. Needs to watch out for the wall.
Licker over as well, looking for a stun. Does land it, barely latches onto the end of the wall, but Mikal gets a kill in onto the bar. And Kira going to try and get turned around on, but Smurf going to lock him down. Double kill there for Mikal once again. Oh, he snipes Kira for the egg, but Smurf still looking in there as he gets exhausted. Yang, big play around the backside looking for Miracle, but Mikal is going to snipe him off. He gets himself a triple kill, might make it the quadra. Does indeed get it, and 1 kill off the Penta.
That was a very nice play from Intz Gaming, but if the Gragas was there earlier, then that fight would have been completely over.
And that's the thing, you said it at the start of that fight. Got chunked there under the tower. That many had to go back, couldn't join the fight immediately.
This Baron's a bit risky.
Well, they're going to start it without Revolta, I completely agree. But Steos isn't up either. Smurf's actually here, but I'm not sure he's going to really... I guess he could take the Baron.
Yeah.
Mikal going to try and kill him, yeah. All right, now Smurf going to fight. Yeah, Mikal's going to get the kill. Really nice play from this Ezreal.
Very nice play by him.
Effectively a pentakill, if you look at the kills across the last team fight. But ulti, they're going to buy them some more time. This may not be safe anymore, and it's not. They back away.
They actually gave huge respect to the Kira's Anivia. Despite, I think they could have finished the Baron, to be honest, because the Ryze, on the other hand, also had the TP. So, TP for TP and Baron for Baron, so... Interesting choice.
Yeah, potentially. They do take the safe play, though. Mikal, all of a sudden, by the way, went from 3-1-2 to 8-1-2. Huge Ezreal at this stage. Played that last team fight wonderfully as well to pick up the quadra. And now he's 4-item Ezreal.
He's just doing so much work. His poke is just insane.
Well, Lucian looking good as well, but Miracle actually goes for Last Whisper. So Infinity Edge is going to come late to this item build. Given how far ahead he was, that may delay damage. Which could be an issue. Although definitely plenty of damage on the rest of the Rift as well for the side. Dragon, though, looks to be the objective here. Revolta pretty much able to take this solo comfortably. Tokka's going to help him out. Does actually start the Dragon. And Steos going to look for the Epic. Good block there by Joxter there on the Bard stun. And Dragon does go over to INTZ. Looks like they've gained so much momentum after that last kill. Gold's still actually up by HR, but the Brazilian side definitely feeling that initiative. Starting to pressure forward aggressively.
But the thing about the hard random kills are, they have the kills onto their carries, whereas Intz Gaming, it's funneled into one person. So it's much better to have the kills onto, like, distributing on your carries.
Yep, spread them out a bit more evenly. Macau again is going to have to show up with all the gold that he's just gotten. Well, Revolta has a few kills as well, despite the deaths that he has. Looks like Baron is the setup here, though. Scutter Crab going to get cleared out. And this is a key moment here around this Baron. 34 minutes in. We've seen a very even game so far, and the gold does reflect that. This Baron going right or wrong for either team, one way or the other.
They haven't spotted the Greenwood on the side.
Oh, it's a tricky one.
Yep.
But it's just enough to spot them.
They really want to hit that Baron.
They
right
do.
now.
Trying to assist ping. I was like, let's go.
They're like, let's bait them.
Well, no bait to be had, unfortunately. That well-placed ward looking real good. It's so frustrating as well. You're like, why?
Yeah, why
Why aren't they taking our bait?
But the mistake that the Intz Gaming's making is they only have one sweeper, so it's really hard to clear out all the vision. Yang might be, uses his ult.
Actually forced to disengage there. Kira and Licorice going to chase back down, but ulti out from Macau. Great rotation. Kira actually walls them off, but they had no minion wave, unfortunately. Baron nearly almost takes that out.
And uses ult.
Yeah, Joxer trying to find initiation, but big cooldowns burnt here for INTZ.
Yeah, almost looked like a blue carpet. Just go away.
Well, they're not done. They're going to keep moving in. Again, Kira trying to wall them off, keep this wave safe. Tao's already taken decent damage. If they can extend the siege a little longer, they should be able to break here.
Macau's doing so much damage.
Yep. Oh, and that Bard ulti, I think the first time we've seen miss. That could be the go button. Yang goes in for it. Doesn't commit the flash, though. Don't think he has his ulti. Still waiting on it, but it's almost back up. Hard random, though. Understand that it's a little too dangerous to stay. And they'll just let the map reset. Tockers gets a huge wave in bottom lane in the meanwhile. And once again, we're going to go back to probably a Baron dance.
I believe Graves got like 3 poke off Ezreal Q, and he was already half health. Ooh.
You can see Macau also with a BF sword now, so he's going to start finishing that last item in his build. Curious to see what he goes for here, but he's already doing pretty extensive amounts of damage.
Bloodthirst, I believe.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I'd like to see Duskblade of Drekthar.
On Ezreal. You know what, I'd like to see it too, but I'm not sure we're going to get that one, unfortunately, today, Salt.
No.
You'll have to save that one for another solo queue game. I actually forgot that built out of that. Thank you, though. Well, Dominic Sigurd's also picked up by Miracle. So, Infinity Edge is absent from the build, but I imagine it's his last item. He's certainly doing decent damage up until this point. Mid lane is even looking for 4th items. In fact, Void Staff done for Tockers as well. Pretty savage amount of damage. It looks like Kira's probably going for either Zonus or Death Cap as item number 4. And once more, we are just going to set up around this Baron pit. Kira, though.
Joxter needs to watch out.
Door up, not enough. Ulti does find one onto Tockers, locks him up with the Tempered Fate. Macau getting chased down, but
Joxter,
he will fight here. Not dead. Smurf going to flash in for it. Rorta saves his ultimate, but he may be caught here. Good dash. As that wall almost caught him. Fight on the other side.
Need to watch out.
Has to be careful. Tockers are going to take one out. Does die, but Revolta trying to fight on the other side.
Revolta can keep going.
Moving back in.
He has his ult.
Revolta just trying to poke them out. Smurf actually forced to ulti back away. And this could be a reinitiation there for Yang. Didn't use the flash of Macau. Went in all the way over the top. And Smurf just goes in, but he gets exhausted. Joxer really is still alive. And somehow only one dies. It's just the Graves.
Yeah, and Revolta actually zoned the whole team of the hard random just because he has the ultimate he can throw down. And if he does throw that ultimate, there's no point of hitting this Kindred.
Yep, but of course, if he doesn't,
here comes the TP.
He kills you. He's TP in. Tockers looking for something. Big flank. No, Yang does find it. Kira going to get egged up. And he should be bursted down. That's one.
Very nice.
Smurf going to try and make it through.
That's Baron.
5v4, it certainly should be. Oh, Stea's still dead as well. That's disaster.
Yeah.
And there we go. ITZ, more than enough Baron damage. They'll clean this one up.
Is it going to be a Bard ult again? No, he's just going to save it for the next fight.
Second Baron of the game. Squad out there, and that's a huge swing in tempo for the game.
Pretty much all 7 Summoner spells got burnt, so it'll be very interesting to see what these teams do.
Well, we do have a pause here in this game, so welcome back here. It's actually a pretty crucial moment there as well. So like you said, Baron just getting taken out, and all of a sudden it's 2 Barons now for ITZ, but it definitely feels like a much different one. And how did that all set up? Because you mentioned it already. What a wonderful TP from Tockers.
Yeah, and that's the kind of TP I really want to see from these kind of team. Like that TP just turned around the game completely. Yeah,
and you know, we talk about top lane TP sort of turning games around a lot, but that was actually a mid lane TP. Both Kira and Tockers on their Anivia and Ryze actually have access to that spell. We've seen a lot of Azir. He's kind of usually has to take cleanse in most of his matchups. We see TP on a variety of mid lane champions as well, but I feel that these two, especially Ryze, may be one of the best TP champions for mid lane.
Yeah, definitely. Like Ryze has the on-point click CC compared to Anivia. So in solo queue, you usually ask, hey, mid laner, why you take TP if you're not going to use TP? Why don't you just take heal or exhaust? Like, there's a lot of quarrel between players, between the summoners. So there's a question to be thrown at, like, Kira, do you really need that TP though?
Yeah, I mean, maybe better off with a defensive summoner, maybe better off with some additional lane pressure. He did TP early on in the game and actually made it look quite good, but the power of Ryze, especially speeding in the home guards, just cannot be underestimated, and that pretty much started all that up. Kindred is a deadly champion to ever give an open objective to, especially a monster, and that Baron melted after that team fight here. So what's next, I guess, for ITZ Soul? Because this is the position you want to be in a game. You have a Baron, you have a lead, you've just won a team fight. What is this composition looking to do now they have the Baron and the ability to try and snowball the game to a win?
So this late into the game, the main objective is just to get 1 inhibitor down, and if they get 2, that's a bonus. Any more, that's just the game pretty much. But it really depends how they use this Baron dance. They don't have the TPs up, so it'll be quite tricky for them to wave clear. I mean, go through the Anivia's wave clear.
Well, we are going to pop back into the game. So ITZ, for a brief pause, still poised in a very strong position. They are up in goal, but it's not too much. Almost 40 minutes into this game. It's been another long one, but again, another action-packed game. We'll see exactly how this Baron buff is utilized as Macau gets a huge wave pushing there in top lane.
Tockers needs to watch out.
Certainly does. Double Bard ulti once again there for Liquor. TP and also,
TP.
This is the play.
Hard
random. Oh, good ulti. Gets one out there. But Kira's found one. Tockers maybe turns on fire. I think he has to. He's going to try in there.
Yang.
Passive doing work. Yang in trouble though. Miracle going to surge forward. Oh, good times there. I think Yang is dead. And what a great setup here for Hard Random. Whenever you get into some sort of Baron siege, what's the play, Sol? Break it.
Just pick someone off. And yeah, like you said, Yang's dead.
He is dead. Exactly as we expected there. Great play there from Hard Random. Commit their resources to get a pick. They take Baron off one of the members. That's going to take a lot of the sting out of that potential push.
Yeah, and the dragon's up. And it's going to push for the 3rd dragon.
Well, the good times keep rolling here for Hard Random. Once again, Liquor with a massive Bard ulti sets everything up. And that is going to be Dragon falling down.
They actually saw the Anivia coming in. I think they're going for the kill. No flash on this Anivia.
Oh, Macau, he wants it. Jockster has to guess, but they are going to see him now. Now Kira's in trouble. He's going to go down. No egg there as Jockster takes the kill. Macau actually also able to push in for the turret.
That was very nicely played. That was just instrumentally done. Very well done.
I like it a lot. Oh, Liquid again, but Macau gets out of the way this time, but now he's going to get chased down.
He QS's too early.
Oh, not good times, and there's the kill for Echo. Revolta going to try and save his teammates with the ultimate, but Jockster is finally going to go down. Echo grabs himself the double.
He fiddled it. QSS way too early for that Bard stun. Quite unfortunate, and the flow of the game goes back and forth once again.
Hard Random do well to get a few picks there. ITZ took a tower out of the deal, but they're starting to lose people. And unfortunately, it means starting to lose Baron buff. Because, of course, the buff drops when you die. Hard Random still looking to play up here. They've got 2 dead for 30 seconds or so, actually. That's a good window to try and get a push start. It looks like mid lane's where they're going to go, but have to go through Baron up minions to get there.
Yeah, and they can't really siege this. They don't have the Baron buff themselves, but they could deny this blue from the Ryze.
That's exactly what they're going to do. Take it away, shoot it down. Actually, Graves that gets it as Kira comes back off the respawn. He's going to home guard towards that top half of the map. and clear down that wave. He's got the death cap finished now, so immense damage on the Anivia. Should be able to wave clear very easily.
So the Revolta's Lamb's Despite is kind of off point this game. If he does manage to get really good Kindred ult off in the next team fight, it won't matter. Like, it will just remedy what mistake he's done.
Yep. Well, we'll have to see if they can line up a fight, because it has sort of been, or was that really that last flank and a few picks that got them in a good position, but it has been Liquor honestly carrying a lot of these engages for his particular team with the Bard. It's been great to watch so far, but haven't really had a big 5v5. Could have one, honestly. 42 minutes into this game. We are going to sort of reset once again for these objectives. Inhibitors still up and their towers remain as well. So still some work to do here for both sides.
Yep. As long as you don't make mistake and the later the game goes, it's fine.
Yang still pressuring though. Going to slap down that top side as Miracle actually looking to chase him down.
It's a flash.
I think I've seen him miss one ulti.
Yeah.
That does not count as a miss.
Yeah, Liquid's so good on this Bard. He's just gonna draw a Bard ban next few games.
Quite possibly. The amount of work he's been doing is pretty sensational. Cloud Random are grouping once again for a siege. Kira, pretty good tools here to try and keep them away.
Is it gonna be a bit of a dance-off? Both teams have relatively okay, well, Intz has okay wave clear, and Hard Random, they're just too scared that they might get explosive cast.
Yeah, I like it. Ooh, actually a dive maybe. Smurf going in around the backside. Now going to look for the fight. Jockster could be in trouble, but Yang flashes forward. He got stunned though on the front end, and Kira's able to take him out. Ulti onto Macau. They're going to try and disengage a little bit here, but the stun, barely misses, landing onto Ezreal. They are going to surge forward for it. And such a huge dive there. Hard Random, I can't believe they're actually committed to a dive there.
Yeah, and Yang actually got punished so hard by body slamming in.
We are back in though.
Smurf is dead.
Yeah, Smurf does die to Macau. So it's a 2-for-1 overall trade.
So it is a trade.
Still a win though for HR. They get the tower out of the deal as well.
Kira.
Macau. Oh, Kira wants it. He flashes forward for the ulti. For the wall, sorry.
That was a really good Kindred ult.
Yeah, Revolta saves him, but they're going to move in. Oh, Miracle goes in for it, goes crazy, and picks up one. Doesn't get Revolta, but Hard Random are going to break the inhib in the top side of the map. Game breaks open massively as they make a very brave play for the top half. And are they going?
They're going for the finish, but Rise has flash at the moment.
Not sure I fancy this, but they are going to get at least one tower for it. Are they going to commit to another?
Now.
They are going, culling down. They're going to try and zone them off. Tokkers just needs
this
one little window.
Close. Okay.
They're going to try and end the game.
game.
Yeah, Revolta's going to have to get a few kills here, but Miracle's just too far up. Hard Random! One tower dive in the top lane, and the game ends.
One crucial mistake, and the game's just completely over.
Excellent play there from Hard Random. We expected ITZ to come in quite possibly the favorites, but Hard Random looking excellent there. I mean, had great individual moments in so many different points of that game, but we keep crediting Liquid for awesome Bard ultis, but honestly, that's a team effort there in that last fight to push through and get a tower dive at a tier 2 that ends the game for you.
Yeah, I'd like to give the MVP to the Liquid. He just played phenomenally. I don't think, like you said, he only missed one Bard ult.
One that I saw.
Yeah, just simply amazing.
Yeah, awesome play there. Sets up constant play after play. Able to really give Miracle such a big edge. He had 5-0 at one point there on the Lucian. Able to carry a lot of that late game damage in the fights as well. I saw multiple two-man ultis on the in the duo lane there. I mean, in general, a very well played team game overall by HR, but certainly star of the show goes to that Bard. And again, demonstrating it's not just these tanky engage supports that you need. You can take the Bard who's just such a playmaker.
Yeah, and the last two games we've casted, they were just so close, and I'm just impressed how coordinated and strong these teams are, and managed to be such close games.
Yep, have to think though on the ITZ side, though, a little disappointing for their first game. I mean, again, expected to come in being one of the favorites. I think we saw great individual play from a lot of them. Yang had an excellent game on the Gragas. They're really bullying Smurf in the early stages. Revolta sort of playing how we expect them to on the Kindred, but it felt like together they weren't quite executing fights as well as they could.
Yeah, and it just seemed a bit of a communication error at the end. Yang just went in by himself when the team was pulling out. Yang played like perfectly early game, but later on the game he just made one crucial mistake.
Yeah, and again, it's heartbreaking because ITZ had great Baron control. They were playing around the objectives well. I felt like they had really solid calls. Macau was in a position to try and take over the game as Ezreal, but it really was just that one dive in top lane. We don't see that many tower dives, honestly, in professional play because there is an inherent risk to them. Hard Random just didn't care. They went straight in with the tank Echo, played the fight perfectly. Sure, they lose Smurf eventually in the dive, but they get enough kills that that's actually enough to seal the game from, what, 40 minutes in just from a tier 2?
Especially like 40 minutes into the game or 30 minutes into the game. But they all trusted Lecrit's ability to hit a double stun or one-man stun on the crucial carries, and Kira just putting up an Evia wall fantastically.
Yeah, looking awesome there. Kira, excellent siege there, but we are going to throw to a break, I believe. We are going to move in, and we do have more games coming up, guys. Don't go too far away. Our next match is coming up after this.